Hello everyone and welcome to this Adobe Spark video tutorial where we'll be showing you how to use Adobe Spark for beginners. Now it is important to note that Adobe has transitioned from the Spark to Adobe Express. Now while the Adobe Spark was the original suite of tools included Spark Page, Spark Post and Spark Video, over time Adobe has integrated and rebranded into a single form called Adobe Express. So if you're really looking for Adobe Spark, you'll be interested in also looking for Adobe Express at the time of making this video. So we'll be going over to the top right corner, clicking on the menu icon right there, and you can see web apps. Formerly, you might be seeing Adobe Spark, but right now we have Adobe Express, and this is where you can see all the content of Adobe Spark included in it, and other features of course. So we're going to click on this, and it's going to open a new tab. If you were used to Adobe Spark before, you might be familiar with this page where you can actually make anything in terms of digital content creation. As you can see here, create anything quickly and easily. And in this tutorial, we'll be showing you some of the neat features that we can expect to have right here on Adobe Express. So right away, we'll be taking you through the tour of the functionalities of Adobe Express. At the top here, you can search for basically any content or generate your own. You also have the option to start a trial, or if you want to go ahead and get your premium, you could do that right here. If you'd like to share feedback, this button is right there for you. Now, when you click on the web apps and services, you can see the other web apps and services available right here on Adobe Express. If you click on view all apps, it's gonna take you to this page where you can see all the other web-based or cloud-based apps that are available here on Adobe. So this is something for you to take note of, and we'll be going back. Of course, when you go over to the notifications, you can find some information that are related to what you're doing, such as notifications from Adobe or progress on your creations. And then at the top right corner here, you can click on it and it's going to show you details about your profile name, etc. And of course, if you want to download the Adobe Express app, it's up to you to do that. This is currently the web version we're using for this tutorial, and it's pretty much the same. Now, when you go over to the top here, you can see features for you. This is where we started out, and you can go over to social media, video, photos, documents, web page marketing, and generative AI. And under video, you can see lots of other options, such as streaming a video, clip maker, resizing the video, merging videos, cropping your videos. And if you're looking for more options, because this is currently under the quick actions, you can click on view all. And you can see what more you can do with Adobe Express when it comes to your videos. So you can click on video once again, and you can see the options we saw before. You can add captions, convert to MP4, animate characters, or convert from videos to GIF. So these are cool features which you can actually have fun with using Adobe Express. Now on the left side right here, you have the plus icon here, and this is a button you want to use when you're creating stuff, and we'll be getting back to that in a few moments. Then of course you have your home button right here, which takes you to the first tab called for you, and then you have your stuff where you can have access to your project, files, brands, libraries, and shared calendars. Then of course you have your brand. So if you have your branding guidelines, you could find them here, colors, logos, fonts, etc., all related to your brand guideline. Of course, you also have templates right here where you can browse templates for photos, videos, etc. So when we click on it, here you can explore different templates, whether it's for photos. You can see lots of them here with different orientations, and you can see on the left side right here, you get to choose if you want to see everything or if you just want the free stuff. The premium, however, also has some nicely curated stuff available for you. Then of course you have what's generated by AI, such as generative AI only, or exclude generative AI if you want to do that. Now of course we talked about the orientation. You have horizontal, vertical, square, and panoramic. If you click on panoramic, you can see some panoramic options right here. If you want to use it as part of your banner, you could also use that as your social media banner, right? So you also have people, and this should include people or exclude people. Now look at what happens when we click on exclude people. It basically takes off most of the people we saw, and you could of course see some others right here. We could suspect this to be generative AI, and if we click on exclude generative AI, you can of course see that there is absolutely no one here, right? So this is a great option, and these are basically filters which you can use if you're looking for photos, right? So if we go over to videos, the filters options are still available for you to use as we talked about in the photos. And of course, you can see some video templates here. The cool thing here is once you hover over it, it's going to start moving and you can see much of a preview of what you'll be seeing, right? So this is a great function here on Adobe Express. Of course, we also have the schedule where you can plan and schedule your social media posts directly to multiple social media channels. So here you also have a great social media scheduler. You could learn if you'd like to learn more, gain access to quick tutorials, and there are other add-ons which you could add in your creative process. So you have videos, design assets, backgrounds, text layout, and web page templates. Now, when we click on web page templates, you can see some nice templates here, right? So this is also another nice feature here on Adobe Express, formerly having Adobe Spark with it. And you can see business websites, education, events, etc. So you can come over here, of course, and see some more creative assets right here at your fingertips. So we're going to explore some options. So here on templates, of course, you can see some other templates that you could use for your videos and all the creative stuff which you might be interested in. Right away, we're going to click on the plus icon right here. And once you click on the plus icon, it's going to take you to this pop-up where you can see whether you want to get started with standard and suggested, social media, video, photo, document, web page, and marketing. Or of course, you could import from other apps if that's what you're interested in. You have the option to upload media if that's what you want. But first you might want to, of course, choose the size of your project, right? So you have the sizes here, square, landscape, portrait, or you could choose a custom size. Once you click on it, you're going to set the width and the height and the units in pixels for the width and height. And of course, you could create a new file. And if you're not used to those parameters, you could come over here and look for what you're looking for, right? So you have video here, Instagram story, brochure, etc. So we're going to click on video, and here you can see search video. So you can basically search for any video that are available here on Adobe Express. You could say sports, press and enter, and you can see some options right here. So these are themes that you might be looking for here on Adobe Express. Of course, we could cancel this. This is just to show you that you can actually use the search video feature, right? Of course, if you want to see more of it, you can click on the expand option and you can minimize it right here again. So we're going to click on expand and then you can see some other options, all right? So we're going to click on this, 15 seconds. And after clicking on it, it's going to show on our dashboard and we'll be seeing it in a moment. Now, of course, we need to mention that some of them are free and some are premium. So if you want to see the free stuff, you can simply click on it and it's going to filter all the free stuff available here on Adobe Express. But right now we can click on the X to close it. And here you can see your video, right? You could use your control on your keyboard and use your scroll key on your mouse in order to scroll closer to see more of the video. So you can see page 1, you can see intro here. You could also change the name here from intro to scene 1, right? You could say scene 1 and that's fine. Click away and that will save for you. And here you can see your video right here. You could of course click on add audio right here if you want to add some audio to this video, right? So we're going to click on add audio. And here you have some sound effects options here, acoustic options, blues, etc. Then of course at the top here, you could upload from your device, record your voice over. Then of course you could search for audio, right? So we could say exciting, click on enter. And here you have a 48-second stadium crowd and a 4-second excited foreign crowd, a 9-second excited foreign crowd. So we're going to click on the play to have a preview. Great, so of course that's not exactly what we're looking for this video, so we're going to search for something else, exercise, and see if we have something from there. So this is not an exercise loop, so let's click on this. Then let's try this other one. Say no more, we're going to be choosing on the sports and workout music, so we can simply click and drag on it. and drop it right here, right? And because we dropped it and it's detected that it's actually an audio, it's placed it directly under the video that we have already. If you're adding another audio, it's going to place it after the first audio. So you want to take note of that. Now, if we were using a recorded speech, you can use the enhanced speech, and Adobe has an awesome enhanced speech option where you can remove noise and echo from voice recordings, right? And of course you have your volume right here. So if we play this, if we come over here and play this, great, so we could reduce the volume to say 40. Take the playhead to the beginning, play again. So you can see that this adjusts the volume of the sound. And of course, if you wanted to fade in, fade out, or in and out, this is the fade option we have for now, just about 3 or 4. We can click on in and out. And then fade in duration, right? Fade in and out duration. We could say 2 seconds, it's fine. We could start again. And hopefully you felt the fade in. And of course, if we go over to the fade out, you can experience it again, fading out. Great, so that's what we have with the fade in, and this is what you get with the audio option right here. And when we click on the video, you can see some other options. You have the remove background option, and this is for the pro version, and also, as we mentioned, the enhanced speech. And then you have a fill video. Now, this is good if you're having a smaller video with a smaller size that is smaller than the frame of your working space. So you can use a fill video to help you out in filling the video. Now, then you have your speed. So this is currently at 100. If we take it to about 50, we can play it from the beginning and see the effect. So that's pretty slow. If you want to have that, of course, you could increase the speed, play again. Great, so that's for the speed, and we increased it from 100 to 150, and now we're back at 100. Now you have the position, opacity, corners, adjust, which basically helps with the contrast, the brightness, highlights, and shadows. And of course, you have your color saturation, details such as sharpening or blurring the image that is within the video. So these are different functions that you can take on if you want to make some more customizations on your video, right? And then of course you have the effects, you have animation, and this is really nice if you want to add animation to your video. So if we use the spin option, you can see what it does. So if we click on play, great. If we use the rise option, you can see how it reacts. So click on play for the rise. And then we have the bungee, click on it, click on play. Great. And you could also adjust the speed. So if you see bungee, you can click on the parameters option right here, and you can see the duration. If you want to move it to 2.6, increase the number of bounces, right? So you can do that. And we're going to take the playhead to the beginning just to play again and see the difference. Great. So these are different features which you can add to your video to make it look really nice. And at the top here, you could have a resize, you could change the theme, the animation, background color, margins, bulk create. And these are different options that are available right here for you. But we're happy at this point that we've been able to show you what you can do with Adobe Express using the Spark video options that is now integrated into Adobe Express. So you could go ahead and try it out yourself and make the best productions based on your imaginations and the features available here on Adobe Express. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.